know that as a creative, the last thing you want to do is spend your time writing proposals, chasing invoices, making sure you got paid. It probably sounds like torture to you, just like going to the dentist sounds like torture to me. Hey guys, and welcome back to Recorded Bookkeeping. I'm Frances. I'm the founder and CEO of Recorded Bookkeeping, and today we're going to talk about invoicing. I put together a list of my top 3 favorite invoicing platforms for creative agency owners. They're easy to use and they don't take a lot of brain power to learn, so let's get into it. First on the list is Dubsado. Admittedly, I don't have a lot of experience with Dubsado because I don't like it that much, okay? But I do have a lot of clients in the creative online space who use it and have great success and they really enjoy it. So I thought it was a good contender to add to the list. Here are some of the things Dubsado brings to the table. First, you can have up to 3 clients on Dubsado before they make you pay a single penny. And I think that is awesome because it gives you the ability to test it out and see if you actually like the functionality and if it's going to work for you as an agency owner before you have to pay them money. And 3 clients could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year. I think that is top-notch. Way to go, Dubsado. It's super customizable, which means that you can add your brand into it, you can add your colors, you can add your personality and your voice into your proposals and your invoices, which I think is super important, especially as a creative agency owner. You can do things like connect your calendar to it so that your clients can easily just book a session with you directly through there. You can send proposals, invoices, there's automation. It has a lot of functionality, which I think is great. Here's what I don't love. Dubsado uses Stripe and Square as their main payment processors, which means that you have to have a separate account with either Stripe or Square to be able to receive payment via Dubsado. That is not in and of itself such an issue. The problem comes later behind the scenes for your bookkeeper. Hi, we don't love Dubsado, and here's why. When your client pays your invoice via Dubsado, it has to pass through either Stripe or Square, which means that when that payment comes to your bank account, fees have already been taken out off the top, which means that when that comes through your bank in QuickBooks, it's not going to actually match anything because it's a random amount that doesn't equal the invoice. So that adds work for your bookkeeper behind the scenes. And I'm not talking like a little bit of work. It's like an annoying amount of work. Avoid if possible. One thing I do like, and I have to give them props for, is that they do have a really great reporting window, which means that it's easy to pull a report and see who has paid what, which makes matching those invoices a little bit easier and a little bit more tolerable. Moving on, next up we have Honeybook. Honeybook is very similar to Dubsado in the sense of the functionality and the fact that you can customize it to your brand. But in my experience, Honeybook has way more customization options than Dubsado. Honeybook is great for customization. You can literally do pretty much anything you can think of, but that gets really overwhelming for a lot of people. So if that's not your cup of tea, then maybe Dubsado is where you should go. You can have your clients schedule meetings directly through Honeybook. You can send proposals. You can have automations set up. And I think that Honeybook's automations are more powerful and more thorough than Dubsado's automations, but leave me a comment if you know otherwise. My favorite part about Honeybook is that they are their own payment processor. They are not using a third-party app to process your payments. When you have a proper connection from Honeybooks to QuickBooks, those fees are automatically recorded where they should be within QuickBooks. QuickBooks is taking the guesswork out because Honeybook is not going through a third party, and that third party doesn't talk to QuickBooks, but Honeybook does. And so Honeybook tells QuickBooks, this is how much we took in fees, but this payment is for that invoice. And QuickBooks is like, cool, got it. I've recorded it. You don't have to lift a finger, and neither does your bookkeeper. Finally, we have my personal favorite, and that is, drumroll please, QuickBooks Online. I love invoicing through QuickBooks, and here's why. While you don't have the same functionality in customization of your invoices in QuickBooks like you do in Honeybook and Dubsado, you do have some. You can add in your logo and you can add in your color and you can make it look the way you want it to look, but it's not going to be custom to you. So that's but I think that in this situation, the pros outweigh the cons. In QuickBooks, if you are doing large volume of invoices, QuickBooks is the way to go because you literally don't have to lift a finger other than sending the invoice. I love that you can create recurring invoices. So if you have retainer clients who are on your roster every single month, paying the same amount every single month, you can just set up the invoice once and QuickBooks will generate a new invoice every month according to when you tell it to do it. It will even send the email to your client without you ever even knowing that it happened. so you don't have to use brain power to remember to get paid. You can also add things like late fees after a certain amount of days. You can send automatic reminders to your clients if they haven't paid. Clients can save their credit card so that it just will automatically bill every single time. And you get the added benefit that everything is just recorded in QuickBooks for you. QuickBooks is also its own payment processor, just like Honeybook. But the perk is if your client pays through the QuickBooks link that you sent them, you literally never even see it. QuickBooks just does everything behind the scenes, and it doesn't even have to pass through the bank feed. It doesn't have to do anything. It just gets recorded, and you don't have to think about it. So basically, the money just appears in your bank, and you didn't have to do anything to do that. So which one is right for your agency? Let's break it down a little bit. If you are new or you are a low volume social media agency, I think Dubsado or Honeybook are a great option for you. If you're a larger scale agency and you don't send custom proposals, then I think QuickBooks is a great option for you. It's going to be easy and everything is integrated together with reporting, so you don't have to be toggling between two different platforms to see who owes you money and how much you've made in relation to how much you've spent. If you are a large scale agency who does send custom proposals, then I would say Honeybook would be the way to go for you. I think that that would be a really great tool for you to use. I would avoid Dubsado in those situations because there's going to be a lot of back end work for you later. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me any comments with which one you would choose, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.